In this video, I'm going to let you know the lingo, the specific words that get used. It's going to make it much easier to understand the rest of this course and also the interface in Make. So let's dive in. We've got three parts here. The first one is the data structure. So we saw earlier when a module runs, it has this little bubble. And if we click on that, it gives us all this data. So now we need to have a look at what this means and how to read it. So first of all, we have bundles. So we can see here, there's bundle 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what that means is that this module, it was watching emails. It's a polling trigger, so it retrieved multiple. It retrieved 4 different emails that had come in since the last time it had checked. So I've collapsed these. We've got email number 1, 2, and 3, and now we're looking at email number 4, so bundle number 4. In general, webhooks will always return one bundle. Polling triggers can return multiple. A bundle is essentially a group of data that is treated separately. So it'll go through the automation separately. You can create bundles within an automation. So for example, if I were to say list all emails in the middle of an automation, it will give me a bundle per email. So usually per item is each item is a bundle. In this case, items are emails. Within that bundle, we have lots of key value pairs. So the key here is date, and the value is the particular date. The key here is file size. The value is the particular file size in bytes. Now, every single one of these is a key value pair. I've just highlighted a couple. Down here, we have a subject and then the subject of the email. So that's also a key value pair. So the key is telling us what the data is, and the value is the data. We also have some of these collapsible expandable ones. So these are groups of key value pairs, and they are called either collections, arrays, or objects. And for the sake of where we are right now, those are all essentially the same thing, or can be treated that way. So we can see here we've got attachments, and it says beside it that's an array. So within an attachment, it has 5 different attachments, and I've expanded attachment number 1, and it's given us the various key value pairs that represent that first attachment. So because all the items within attachments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all the same thing. They're all attachments. Therefore, that's an array. An array has things inside of it that are all the same, and usually they're just numbered. Whereas attachment number 1, it has different things inside of it. So one's file name, the next one's content type, the next one's content ID. So they're all different. And that means that it's a collection. So a collection of different things, an array of things that are the same. Don't stress if that doesn't make sense. It's not really important right now. And objects is just a word that we use that means both. So collections and arrays are both objects. So down here we see we have recipients, and the recipients are an array. We can have multiple recipients. And then within recipient number 1, we have an address and a name. And that's a collection because it's different things within it. So we can see here the address is the my email address, the recipient's email address, and name here comes through as blank. And that's probably because it hasn't been set for the automation to pick up. Okay, so bundles, key value pairs, and collections or arrays. This is how we read the data that comes back from the different modules when they run. We can see here some of these are not very useful. So this XGM MSGID, message ID, we're probably never going to use that. It's useful for the computer. It's not really useful for us. Whereas other things like the subject and the text content, really useful for us in our purposes. It makes sense to us that it's useful data. So generally, we'll have a mixture of both, a mixture of kind of system ID type information and also useful information that we'll use in future modules. Okay, next one is processing. So processing and automation.